Alright everybody, welcome to the channel. You see there a little description for what we have on my quest to get every pack. You can see I've talked about the past few days, but I've done everything except for complete the season ladder. Obviously that will take time, but 84 plus times 5 early October, that's huge if we can get this done, so we're just gonna go after it. You want to always every day check in with these objectives. Just released my video explaining how my FC26 and beyond, but starting with FC26, how the Discord will work as a headquarters for all this type of stuff, all your organizational needs, tactics, everything. So make sure you check out that video. It will be a game changer for a vast majority of you. I'm talking high 90 percentile of players in FC get overwhelmed or miss out on things because they're not organized. They don't know how to keep up with everything. And that's what my Discord will take care of. Yes, $2.99 a month, but you get your weight in gold for the value. So check out that video out now, and let's get into it. So score goals, play games, simple enough. We'll get some of this stuff done, right? A lot of things here. So this we should get today, the extra 1,000 SP. A lot of this stuff here doesn't have anything to do with FC26. The only thing that did was, you can see in the descriptions there, the club is yours 1. And then there was also one more. Let me find it to make sure. The club is yours 1. And then this right here, the preseason crafting upgrade completionist. So it was pretty easy if you've been saving up fodder, not really spending it. I did have to spend some of my coins, use like literally a vast majority of my fodder, but you get it so easily. And then you get the 99 Griezmann, who you're about to see in use as well. So we simply get to playing games. It's that easy. Let me make sure this actually. Play games in any mode, okay. And that will take care of all this. I'll take care of this. And the seasonal. Did that for week 1. Okay, and then daily, which is just score 2 goals and play 1 match. So we'll get that easily. That'll be 150 SP. Then right here we'll get the 3 games done. So play 3 games, and that will also give us another 1,000. So that's 1,150 SP at least. We'll see if there's any more sneaking in there, but 3 games at least we'll play. I want to see if Phil is available, so I'll do this online just so you can get an idea of the coaching and stuff like that, how OGFC as a team works. I want to make sure, because he's newer to FC, right? eFootball or UFL player, didn't play football in real life, so he just has a passion for the game. And he's been incredible, and I've seen him come a long way. And so I want to make sure I can help him get these packs so he's not lost. So I'm going to get on the phone with him. And then once I get on the phone with him, I can move forward from there. Make sure that he's set, then I'll get into my games. Filio, where you at? Where you at? Probably working. I'll leave him a message. Big Phil, what's up, buddy? I'm on live right now. Whether I'm on live or not, let me know if you need help setting up your team so you can get into squad battles and start earning towards those FC26 packs. It's pretty easy setup. You can follow the text I sent you or give me a call if I'm on live. I'll go ahead and share screen it. But yeah, shoot me a text or give me a call if you need any help with that. I definitely would do it though, because those packs will be helpful. You get them early on in FC26, and you could pack some good players, especially for your starting team or even for fodder at the point. So, hope you're having a great day, brother, and I'll talk to you soon. See you, bud. All right. So once he gets off or he's not busy or something, I sent him a detailed text on what he needs to do to get those packs done. He can get that going, and then I wanted to check out this video with you guys at, I think it's Vize or Vize, or I can't remember exactly how to pronounce it, but another content creator that has some great insight. Doesn't really play the game, used to play the game, and he's held strong, and that's what we have, a lot of those in FC that really help push the game in the direction it's going, which seems to be EA Sports finally doing the right thing. So that's a cool thing. Let's go play these games in here. I'm not really playing champs, anything like that. It's kind of pointless at this point. These are the qualifying games, which next year we don't have to do, thank goodness. This is a new account. This isn't the account I started the season with, so technically, if I wanted to really grind out 25 to get to Elite Division, that would help me get grandfathered in for next year to a higher division. But it's just your starting division, man. I'm not going to drive myself crazy. The gameplay has been terrible. And so I'm going to play. I'm going to try to get all these packs for 26, and then that will be it for my FC25 career, if you will. I'm moving on to bigger and better things. So let's try to get these 3 games out of the way, see how they go. (4-4-1-1), which is what I'll be starting day 1 in FC26 with. Good D. Beautiful D. Good crisscross run. Boom. Kind of fake myself out there a little bit. Good. Eee, that stupid touch. Oh my goodness. That's where delay will get you if you didn't notice what just happened. Because of the delay in pass, I almost sent it right into the player. Oh my goodness. Again, delay. So we make a great defensive play. Oh man. Guys, I can't wait for this game to be done. I keep getting on the beta afterward just to make sure I'm... Why did my keeper stop not going crazy? And it's good gameplay every single time. So clearly it's not related to internet or anything. It's literally... whatever the heck's wrong with FC25 is literally the situation. I was supposed to go to my midfielder, so who knows why I didn't. Good D. (4-2-1-3) is obviously way more meta in 25, but again, I'm not worried about that. Playing to get better for 26. Good ball. I was worried about where that would go. Oh, come on. Why would you play that ball there? Way better ways to play that same pass that would have connected. I don't know what he was going for there. Come on, you're in. Oh my goodness, guys. I can't do it. Oh, I can barely get to daily games that you need done. 3 of these is like torture. The delay is just so bad, it's not even funny. Look at this. You can't even complete a 3-yard pass. Tell me if it's been this bad for all of you guys, too. I mean, oh my goodness. I should just quit and find... I should just play squad battles, man, like I'm telling everyone else to do. But then again, I want to show this. I really want this to be known for people that are... that it's just like terrible. I can't believe they get away with releasing this. Beautiful goal. And that's where the 4-4-1-1, that way better though, like way sharper. That's what it is supposed to do. Just open up the defense and then you move towards goal and they're spread out and you take advantage of it. The quick passes into those spaces from the outside in. Such a stupid game. Can't change players in case you didn't notice there. So just a nonsense goal that would have never happened without delay. Unfortunately, that's what you got to deal with. Look at that. It's just everything, dude. How did they get away with this? They should give everyone a refund. Look at the reaction times. They did something after they started focusing on 26, I'm telling you. It's not a conspiracy theory. This is like blatant. Go back and look at gameplay even from your favorite content creators if you have to. This is an absolute joke of a game right now. How would he know that he could do that? How would he know? Oh yeah, hold on. I wanna go to aggressive. How would he know that I was that delayed on that tackle? That's the interesting part. How? God damn, it's so bad. Look at that. Dude, it's pointless. Dude, that was a 10-second delay. That's unbelievable. Oh, man, it just drives you nuts, guys. Of course. You need way more room to shoot because of the fucking delay. Offsides by a mile. Fucking loser. One-time passes that, by the way, are nerfed out of... they're nerfed, but not in the sense that you think you could still do them, but it's not... Look at this trash, dude. Just trash. Offsides. It's a goal? Oh my god, dude. Ah, fucking player. Yeah, I can't fucking stand these. I know it doesn't matter. I'm trying to like calm down, but man, I can't wait for these losers to just be gone in 26, bro. If you don't know what I mean, then you just won't know. But everything he's doing is taking advantage of the trash that's wrong with this game, right? Taking advantage of the lag. Just a total loser. Period. Zero skill. Not a high-level player. Clearly, it never gets anywhere. You can tell by how he plays. And it's just either whether he causes the lag or just takes advantage of it. You can tell. It just, that's the type of player that this is. See what I'm saying? The L1 boost. Let's go ahead and tell him. Honestly curious. You're obviously a low-skill player, low-level. So what's the point right now? So I play my 3 games and then in. But what's the point of being the type of loser you are? You're using everything that's removed from next year's game. Not preparing at all. So not preparing at all. Do you ever tie your failures every year in this game and the waste of time that you put into this to the fact that you are a loser that never plays the game the right way? Do you ever connect that or no? See, I'd much rather play not using 4-2-1-3, play using stuff to help me, than be a loser like this. Using L1, speed boost, using everything. Like, I could sit here and do everything he's doing. Right? I could sit here and be a loser like this. But why? What's the point? What's the point? It's not going to help you go anywhere. I'm not even playing champs, so it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that losers like this exist. That's what I'm saying. It's not like, oh, who cares, bro? You're not even playing champs or anything. Right? Everything he's doing, the L1 through ball, everything he's doing is nerfed out of the game. So he got his ass kicked the whole time with lag, and then starts, notice that the whole first half, every time I got a breakthrough, the delay. If you want to go look back at the videos I posted of the difference in gameplay with losers like that, you can go see it. I actually got both sides of a game where you can see how bad the delay is. If you're dumb enough not to be able to see the delay in one person's shots to the others, because when you have that, you can do those things. I can't even switch to my defender by the time he plays a through ball or does an L1 sprint boost. So I'm whooping him playing football, and then he starts to be a rat. That's what these losers do. You see it every time. You see it. It's not just in FC and eFootball. Players will play the game, they'll get whooped, and then at halftime, oh, I'm going to turn on smart assist. I'm going to start spamming through balls. I'm going to put 5 players across the front, go to all-out attack, and just try to run into them and play through balls. It's pointless. It gets you nowhere. So you have losers like this. They're the same every time. But they don't go anywhere, and it's like, I don't have to say something to this type of dumbass, but it's fun to just see what their response is, if it's ever anything. But they're just low-level losers, period. That's just the bottom line. That's why I switched from a 4-2-1-3. That's why I turned time finishing off. That's why I still play precision shooting when there's lag, even remember when I was turning it off. Like, I'm preparing for next year, but it's just hilarious to me. It makes you wonder, like, what kind of people this is. You know what I mean? I wish we could get him. Pardon me, wish I could take that back so I could get his side of the video so you could see once again exactly the difference, right? And how I know is because you can't do those quick one-time through balls when you're lagging like that, because by the time I would play it, I'm so far delayed I couldn't have got to. I would have went to his defender every time, right? So that's a telltale sign that he wasn't lagging. Spanish. Let's see this. I like to check into these. So it says something's team. So Ackermann. And if you're wondering how I know his level, based on how they do the matchmaking, they do it differently for rivals, for champs. This is my second account. All year I've been playing different football games, so I'm nowhere near. I don't even play rivals. What am I in? 4, Division 4, right? All this when I played is for like completing objectives, you get what I'm saying? So that's how you know, like if it was my original account, then yeah, I would know that these players I'm matching up with are higher, because they make it 1 win per champs playoffs. So if you're ever wondering how I know like these guys are low division, well, that's why I go check their profile, check their hours and stuff, because you can see based on, okay, this is their account that they've been using all year. This is the level that they're playing at after a whole year of playing just this, as opposed to like equal time between, like I was doing UFL, eFootball, FC. So there's a method to all of it. There's ways that I know, and just trying to explain to you, like, that's why it's never a coincidence whenever I call these things out, or the players that end up being how they are. It's not like I'm just fully guessing and getting it right every time. I can tell by all the things I'm talking about. Like, you can see these type of losers from a mile away. And you can go back and check when the rat stuff started, right? Again, even if you don't have the beta, if you play Ultimate Team, there's not one person out there that plays this game at any type of serious level that's still playing right now, for instance, that hasn't checked out the trailers for the next game, hasn't seen the pitch notes, hasn't seen like what's being added, what's being removed, which is why that loser didn't use any of that stuff till the end of the game, right? But the difference is I'm not a loser like that. I could care less. It gets nowhere. Like I said, I'm not even playing champs. I'm not playing anything like that. But it still is fun just to see what these losers say. Oh, I got the win, though. I got the win. Who cares, bro? It's Sunday, and you're just now playing quals. I love how I was defending, and then my guy got out of the way. It's hilarious. It's just every game, bro. You can't explain it. But yeah, we'll watch that video after this on Vize, and he makes some great points. Although, I think there's some things that, even though they can't be explained, I think... Yeah, I can't move. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I can't switch my defenders. I can't move. I'm going to have to go 90... Look at that. What am I supposed to do here? It's such a joke. Maybe this player will show me the footage from his side. Maybe he won't, but I'll be able to show you the difference. See that little cut that I did in that touch? If there's no delay there, as I take that touch, Rooney would already be running. Hey, she was able to get a shot off. What do you know? And I hate having to do this part. Oh, sorry. Hate having to do this part, too, because I wouldn't be doing this unless I'm chasing a goal at the end of the game. So already it's not helping me much. It's like I told Phil yesterday. It's not doing much at all to help for next year, but whatever. See how every time he's taking those big touches, immediately he's flying? See, that's not in the game next year, by the way. And I shouldn't have done it there either, but I wanted to show you, like, that's when you can't react to that. I mean, it's crazy that it's even in the game. Think how easy it would be in real life if you could do something like that. You're at full sprint or a jog, and then you're able to, like, put a rocket up your ass real quick and boost around the defender. Taking home cherries, huh? Ah, I thought I could do one more big touch. Good by Cantona. What the fuck? So those type of plays work. If you do, I'll show you the difference. If you do give and goes, like I can't play that ball right there and then automatically send through, but that will absolutely work in 26. What won't work, if you notice those plays where it almost freezes up your defense, that's like the big cheat code that everyone's doing, right? When he played that one where it looked like he was oh wow, all right, where he was miles off sides, and it wasn't like a regular play. He was just looking, so he would send one of his attackers. This only happened second half. You send one of your attackers, whoever it is. It could be your center back. It could be anybody. But as you're playing the ball, you wait, and as that player is crossing, you play that through ball. There's like a glitch to where they aren't marked, so they'll go through every time. That's why it looks like, how the hell are they not offsides? Well, that's the glitch through ball. What they fixed in 26 to quote-unquote nerf it. Like, you can still play those first-time through balls. And if you play a high line, you can still get burnt by them. And you can in real football, too. Like, that's not the problem. The problem is, if a player comes running through, right, they're going to be marked. But the problem is you send those players on the run, and the AI this year isn't marking. So you're worried about the play wherever the play's at. You have your second man press, you have all your marks, and wherever the hell on the pitch the player is making the run. That's why the Rats try to make it the further away the better, because then your second man press won't happen to mark that player making a run. If you're too close, that second man press could end up sending a mark to your player making that run through. And if you time it right, as that player's getting ready to cross in, boom, you play that ball. Obviously, if you don't know football, you don't know it, so be it, but if you play the ball before the players pass the last defender, it's onside. So as the AI is not marking the player, you time it perfectly, you play the through ball, and that player making the run from wherever on the pitch is going to get it and be through. Okay? Realistically, that player is going to have someone grab a hold of him to mark him. No one's just going to let a player run through on goal. That's what was fixed. So, does that mean that you can't time a good through ball and that a player making a run can't still beat his mark? No, absolutely. But now you have the ability to stop it because the player won't just be running, unmarked, untouched, unlooked at. You can't possibly, you could technically just totally ignore the play, switch to the defender, and try to manually put someone on him, as you've seen some of the pros do in like the pro tournaments and stuff, because that was broken all year. But then you're totally neglecting the ball in an area where you shouldn't have to neglect the ball, because you're over there worried about running with a player that is going to get an automatic breakaway. So it was broken altogether. I wanted to break that down. Hopefully that makes sense. You can still work the ball around, play first time through balls. You can still even send those players like that, but no longer are you going to be able to play those through balls and have your player just clean through with no one around him. There's going to be marks now. All right, so that's 2 games. That's where I don't get it. I wish they'd let us show you guys the actual beta and play it so I could actually make sense of it and show you. Because to someone who doesn't know too well, they might see like, well, that was the same thing. Like your through ball and that opponent's totally different. I get how it doesn't seem like that, but it's totally, totally different. When I was playing Rooney through there, all part of the play. Boom, boom, bang, Rooney goes through. What the opponent was doing is sitting a run, and then it wasn't about like working the ball around, then bam, playing it like an up, back, and through or a give and go. It was send whatever player, time when he goes through, play it through. And then the stuff in between was like, obviously I'm trying to steal the ball from him, so he has to still move the ball. But it would be the equivalent of like a Hail Mary, sort of, so to speak. But it just works every time because there's no mark in FC25 to follow that player through. As long as you have that angle to play the through ball and not get it intercepted, your player's through every time on that. Alright, so the one I saw players really trying to spam, it was only a few players, but I'll talk about this just because it's kind of a glitch that I could see. It didn't work, but it came close a few times, but it was like that outside of the foot flick. It's even sharper looking in 26. And I can't go any further than that because I can't talk about the beta, but there's all leaked footage. You can see it in that. And you'll basically play to like a striker and attacker, and they do this in the air kind of like flick through ball that has forward momentum. It's kind of crazy. Now the defender, like I said, there's marks on the player, so you can't just run through free. But if you get a good jump and get on, the good side of the defender with a strong player, you can get, or any player, if you get the jump on, you can get through on those little flick through balls. So you really got to be aware defensively. We'll go over more of that as time goes on, but the biggest improvement is the AI will at least keep marking players across the pitch like they're supposed to, which is what's needed for you to properly defend. If your players aren't there marking, no matter how good you individually defend, you're going to be toast because your team's not in the right area to grab a hold of a player and defend the right way. All right, game number 3. 1-1 right now. Played an absolute rat. I absolutely did some rat shit last game too, for sure. And I wish I didn't. But it only hurts me. It doesn't hurt anybody else. Because you can't use any of that shit next year anyway. I promise you that. Played the beta plenty enough to know, my man. Oh. Oh. Georgie's got burnt. My Rooney didn't run. It didn't register the run, but that's what I was trying to show you. Okay, hold on. Oof. So if you have players in the play and you're working up, back, and throughs, hold on. I'll give you an example of both. I'll try. See again. Could have done the sprint. That was a tackle back. Kind of sucks, but could have done the L1 sprint boost, right? But what would have been the point? It's not going to be in the next game. Now that tackle back won't either necessarily, but that sucks. As you can see, I wasn't like I was trying to make a bad pass. I was literally on my own running and won the ball back. But it wasn't like the typical, like, watch this, like, play bad pass, run into the player to get it back. Like, just sprint forward. Bad pass, I can't even really do it how they do it, but they purposely just pass, and then run forward, knowing they're going to lose the ball, but preparing to, like, run into the defender to get it back. It's such a joke. It would be funny when those idiots would say, well, it happens in real life. No, dude, not in that sense. It doesn't. Nobody just passes the ball, run into the defender. Passes the ball, run into the defender. Nobody does that. Good D. Way to cover the run there. See what I'm saying? So those plays, that's what one of the reasons why the 4-4-1-1 works out, is because you got those nice connecting plays across the pitch. Boom. Damn, Rooney's freaking monster with those. Which sucks. Like, I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to get used to that. But he wins him back pretty easily. Nothing I could do. Let's see what we got one-on-one here. He blows by me. Good. She got her body on him, so that was good. I wanted to put Georges at CDM, but I couldn't. No. Good D, Georges. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The French center back woman. Boom. Boom. Watch. Boom. Boom. No, that was supposed to be Chouamini, then Rooney. Damn it. I wanted one more to Chouamini, then Rooney. Dude, this 4-4-1-1 is going to be ridiculous. Oh, that's a goal. Damn, he didn't get the shot off. I don't know if that was delay or he just was trying to make a move first. Probably delay, though, knowing this game. Unlucky there, Opponente. But yeah, that's what this 4-4-1-1 does well, especially against players with high lines. Boom, boom, Rooney's feet, back. Good. No! Thought I got him there. Alright, so he's playing that way. We'll go ahead and play that way too. We'll go with our little aggressive 91 on him. Let's see if he'll back off yet. Should have way more chances and goals than I do. Dear God, the delay is so bad. It's just crazy the when you play the 4-2-1-3 this year, how OP it is. This player needs some work on precision shooting, man. Holy crap. Oh my God, the delay. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Get out of here, bro. Just ratty players doing rap dumb shit. You're telling me you couldn't play a little curling pass there? All sides. Dude, I can't do it. It sucks so bad you dealing with this. It's such a joke. I should just go to 4-2-1-3 just to show you guys, but it's pointless. Guys, what the fuck is this game? You can't do anything. Your players are so delayed. Your little give and goes won't work or nothing. Nothing will work. It's just a 4-2 watch. I'll go to it right now. Let's see if it will change. All right. You don't just get destroyed the whole, like, you know, the start, and then all of a sudden, it's just like, it's, and I won't do this every game, but just to show you. If you're getting destroyed in the way that the game is going to be next year, you probably should keep playing it and not go just to get a win, you idiots. Right? I meant to pass that. I fat fingered that. That was my fault. Did you see that delay? My defender kept going for 3. That was hilarious. But yeah, that's what these idiots do. So think about the math in that. So you're doing bad. You're getting whooped. So you start playing in a ratty way to get the victory, okay? So think about the sense in that. All the crap you're using to have success. Oh my god, did you... Dude, it's like a 20-minute delay. Offsides. But you'll see, just I'll start dominating them the whole time. Whether I win or lose, this is what these guys do, though. Why is it not as powerful next year? Because the marking's improved. Beautiful stuff, boys. Someone said that they were having problems, though, and they might go back to the 4-2-1-3 from the beta. So you never know. I'm not saying the 4-2-1-3 won't be someone's choice, right? But this stuff won't happen, right? That stuff won't happen. Same with that. Even though I'm so delayed, it didn't matter.
Force a mistake. Mateus. Not so much given away as cleverly won. Lovely weighted pass. Mbappe. Oh, cheeky attempt. And he's beaten the keeper with a... Nights like these are just what you hope for as a spectator. A warm welcome. I'm Derek Ray, your match commentator, and alongside providing all the tactical and technical analysis, it's Stuart Robson. And we have action from the Champions playoffs coming right up. Stuart, how do you see this one going?
Well, they can play with a bit more freedom here, Derek, and maybe try one or two things out. But I always think it's important to keep doing the right things. Let's hope that's the case today.
Eric Cantona, determined defending. A look at the starting 11 for United. Gianluca Zambrotta plays with Carlos Alberto in the fullback positions, and leading the attack today is Wayne Rooney. That is tackling of the highest order. Let's have a look at the initial 11 for the visitors. Edwin van der Sar begins between the posts. Jules Koundé plays with Ferland Mendy in the fullback positions. Ousmane Dembele starts with Vinicius Junior in the wide areas. And the striker today is Eusebio. It's a weighted pass. And a goal right off the bat. No wonder they're jumping for joy. So the ball rolling again with the scoreline standing at 1-0. Koundé. Chouameni. Rooney. And it's Rooney! Oh, a challenge that simply had to be won. Eusebio. Well, there was impending danger, but good defending. It's opening up for them. Chance. Well, it's all going so swimmingly for them here. Another goal. And now it's a matter of avoiding any silly mistakes. Maradona. Really good wide play. Maradona. Now with Dembele. Real chance. Oh, he's blocked it. Claudia Pina. Well, she keeps moving. Well, nothing comes of it. It looked promising. United could be onto something. Tremendous defending to stonewall him. It might be on for them. 20 put it away. And effectively parried away by the keeper.
Well, that could easily have finished the game off, but what an excellent save that was.
Well, on the back of that breathtaking piece of goalkeeping, can they keep the ball and create? Oh, big opportunity! And that's a very good pass. Read it well. Good situation for Griezmann. Well, that's how to keep the opposition at bay. And the referee sees it as a good challenge. He's in behind. And a goal to increase their advantage to 3. Can they be stopped?
Well, let's look at this again. To pick out this pass shows wonderful vision. It's inch perfect. And what a clever bit of play by Griezmann, both with his movement and finish. That's a very good goal.
Well, gifting away possession. Gianluca Zambrotta. Now with George. Rooney. contested possession. United finding space on the wing. Rooney. Really good interception. Carlos Alberto. Rooney. And Rooney's pass. A goal! And I'll tell you what, on this sort of form, very few would lay a glove on them. Well, this is threatening to get out of hand. Just look at the scoreline. Chances on. Some of the fans are screaming, have a go. Rooney. Oh, surely. Griezmann. Onto Cantona. Opportunity it is. And the keeper nowhere to be found. Not that he's complaining.
Well, here's the replay, and it's a simple finish in the end. But where was the defending? That's just not good enough.
Putellas. Now there to intercept. Diego Maradona. Eusebio. Oh, might be. Well, a vital interception to snuff out the danger. And quick thinking defensively. Carlos Alberto. So the whistle then, we're at the halfway stage. And so the second half commences here. Well, it was one-way traffic in the first half. They're going to need all their time if they have designs on a comeback. Excellent vision. Eusebio, offside the decision. Putellas. Now with Rooney. Well, back and forth in terms of possession. Griezmann. And easily intercepted. Vinicius Junior. The ball with Rodri. Carlos Alberto. Griezmann. And she's only gone and made it a hat-trick. Absolutely unplayable today. What a performance. Well, it's an out-and-out pasting. 6-0. And possibilities here. Carlos Alberto has it. Space to run into for Carlos Alberto. Griezmann. And return to Griezmann. And a fine stop to turn the ball away.
This has been a top-class display today. Just look how many chances they've created. And if they want to, they could score a hat-trick of goals here.
Now, options are plenty. But nothing comes of it. Oh, body in the way, crucially. And he couldn't quite get himself back on side, Stuart.
Well, as a player, you need to be able to change your mind. But he wasn't able to, and that's a poor pass.
Griezmann. Oh, it might happen for her here. Oh, there it is! It's one goal after another, and it speaks to the quality of that performance. Maradona. Well, United had the ball, but not anymore. Over the touchline for a throw-in. Intercepted effortlessly. Koundé. And playing it through. Going for the dink. Oh, that is the moment of pure quality. A goal for football lovers to enjoy the world over. Space afforded him. An important interception. Now the quick counter-attack could be on. Griezmann. In the perfect position to read it. Oh, he's left his marker for dead. Well, it was straight at the keeper, but technically good goalkeeping. Maradona. Eusebio. Went in strongly, decisively. Oh, good vision. A goal! He's dispatched it, much to the sheer delight of the fans. Maradona. Dembele. And return to Dembele. Well, how about that for a piece of tackling to break things up? Can she find the right pass? Yes, nice through ball. And denied by the keeper. Impressive. Rudhulit. And it's with Eusebio. Well, it looks as though they might be in just for a second or two. And fed forwards. Oh, it's a terrific challenge. Carlos Alberto. Another poor touch and unable to keep it in play. Throw in to come. Eusebio. On to Maradona. Well, chance perhaps. And that piece of goalkeeping you're going to see again and again and again. Playing it short. Maradona. And offside, I rather think he was caught in two minds.
Well, he just needed to go elsewhere with his pass. He showed a complete lack of awareness there.
Dembele. On to sitting alongside me, the former Arsenal, West Ham and Coventry midfield player Stuart Robson. And on the menu, the keenly anticipated final day of the Champions playoffs. It's meat and drink versus United.
It's a great achievement, but they need to play well here just to keep this momentum going. They're a good team at the moment.
And here's the lineup for meat and drink. Alisson gets the nod in goal. Lilian Thuram starts alongside Ronald Koeman in central defence. Farrah Williams plays alongside Paul Scholes in the centre of midfield. And lining up through the middle in attack today, Erling Haaland. A look at the starting 11 for United. Carlos Alberto starts with Gianluca Zambrotta in the wide defensive areas. And leading the attack today is Wayne Rooney. Gianluca Zambrotta. Alexia Putellas. Eric Cantona. On to Putellas. All meat and drink come away with it. Scholes. Incisive pass. And nearly the ideal ball, but a good piece of defending. Well, we're talking about a top-class player. We enjoy watching her, and she'll hope to bring her influence to bear on the proceedings.
Well, Derek, last time out she scored 4 goals, and what a brilliant performance it was from her. Her movement was good, she was clinical in front of goal, and she was a constant threat. She's in tremendous form.
Haaland. Could be threatening. Well, it nearly worked out, and a fine interception. It has gone over the touchline for what will be a throw-in. Ronald Koeman. Farrah Williams. And moving the ball nicely. Haaland. Superb looking pass. Oh, tremendous goal! Technical excellence to finish that one off. Wonderful to have that in your repertoire. More than decent this from United. And here's Wayne Rooney. Oh, good defending to stop a decent looking attack. Williams. Lampard with it. Paul Scholes. Griezmann. Back to Haaland. And perhaps Griezmann. Not to be. That would have put them well on their way, Stuart.
Well, that could prove to be a big miss. Surely has to score there.
Could cross it in here. Nicely done by Rooney. Oh, it was a close run thing, but the goalkeeper just got there first. Just cutting off the supply. conceded. Can they come up with a quick response now? Javier Zanetti. And that is offside. And meat and drink have possession again. Alexia Putellas. United being afforded too much space. And that's really well read. Closing in on the half-time interval with meat and drink trailing. What have you made of their football?
Well, it's been a good game so far, and they've played a big part in that. But if they are to get back into this, they need to be more disciplined defensively. They've just been too open at times.
And the players waiting in the centre. And making sure there was no danger in the end. And in the right position to read it. And the challenge apparently was timed perfectly. That's the referee's view. And the flag is up. Offside.
Well, that's just a lack of awareness. He was clearly in an offside position.
Well, good-looking play with the ball at her feet. A chance then for the respective managers to address their charges. It is half-time here.
Damn, I was just muted that whole time. What was the last thing you heard me say, Phil? I've been talking that whole.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. You have been muted for a long, long time. You've been muted longer than you think.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, I was just going on and on, bro.
Probably like 2 or 3 games from what I can remember. Cause right before I hopped on, you was muted.
Wait, 2 or 3 games?
That's why when I hopped on, you was muted. When I first hopped on and sent you that invite, you was muted.
You couldn't hear me?
That's why I had sent you an invite, because when I hopped in here, I couldn't hear nothing at first.
Wait, weren't me and you oh my god, weren't me and you talking at first when I was talking about the formations and stuff, and I told you, I think I muted it.
I heard that part, and then you cut off.
Oh, really?
And then you been, yeah.
Oh my god. That's hilarious. Alright, well, I was just talking about it sucks having to deal with like this delay and all the crap in this, but it's still no use in like switching up your style of play to a 4-2-1-3 or like anything that's not going to help you. There's no use. And yeah, and then it's just working those 1 and 2 touch passes, trying to draw the defenders out and then play through is going to help so much in 26. So this will help you a lot. Now you have to deal with delay and a bunch of shit that you won't have to typically deal with, but it still is going to help you a ton because you have those players all the way out wide in a 4-4-1-1 that are cutting inside, but they're still running the wings. And then you have your cam, your striker, obviously, and you have a deep lying playmaker, all playing all the way across the field from left to right, all with good movement across the whole pitch. Now, here's the other thing. And you can't do this right now with the way FC26 is. Well, you could, or 25 is, you could if you played in squad battles, but not if you play in rivals or champs because you will get eaten up just because of the movement and stuff. But they definitely improved the intelligence in the marking from the AI, and it allows you now to better use the attacking wingbacks or the inverted wingback or the you couldn't use it in FC25. You had to simply use fullback for your wingbacks and only bring them up manually. And the reason why you had to do it is because the marking was, what the fuck, dude? The marking was so bad. So you couldn't get away with it, right? Now you can, which is awesome. Wow,
Raul on the been trained.
So now you can play him as inverted wingbacks, attacking wingbacks and stuff, and you'll have good enough marking they'll still get back. Look at this, guys. Look at the delay there. My player just laid a dink pass in my own box. Look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, no. Rooney. That's my fault. Placed it too close to the post. That's what I get. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, no way. Beautiful. Oh, no, I did one extra cut. I love this 4-4-1, though. 1-1, dude, especially because I know how good it's going to be for next year. I'm telling you. Not saying it wasn't good this year either, but just the 4-2-1-3 was just so powerful. You couldn't use anything else. Otherwise, you know, you'd be putting yourself at a disadvantage. Zambrotta with a little shove off. And he shoved me back, but they called the foul. Oh, they called it on me. They just delayed the call. I thought for sure I gambled on which way he was going. All right. Good. Good give and go. Just toying.
Even if I ain't got the Spanish league,
the delay, but what a goal! Woo! What?
I say I'm figuring out some Spanish league players, but should I stick to this 4-4-1-1?
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. And just. Well, no. You want to look? Do you have them, or do you have to go buy some?
Well, I got Xavi.
Yeah, he can play CM. Xavi can play CM. Put Xavi in CM. Oh no, Xavi. Are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Pedri or Xavi the icon? How do you?
Barcelona.
How do you spell it? Oh, Gavi. Yeah, Xavi's X. You're okay, bro. Gavi, yeah, Gavi can play either way, same position. Gavi can play CM. Make him your deep line playmaker. Oh, this dude just screwed up bad. He tried to just cut the shit out of me. Didn't work. Yeah, put Gavi as your deep line playmaker. How many coins you got?
82,000.
Oh, yeah, you're good, bro. Go look up Ferland Mendy for, by the way, you can't, Travella unless your player has that play style, so I shouldn't have done that. Well, you never know. Rooney might have the game changer play style next year. I'm sure he will. Maybe not, though, but yeah, so now the game changer, I think it's the game changer, is how you do Travella shots if they have that. And then the Travella passes is another one. I forgot what that's called. Playmaker, so I can't remember. But yeah, they split it up. So I'm trying not to use anything that's not gonna help me for next year. All right, Phil, almost there.
Oh, I got Putellas on there.
Perfect. Yeah, put Putellas in. Is it her shapeshifters or regular card? Because if she can play Cam, put her at Cam.
It's her Dream Chasers.
All right, put her at put her at Cam if you can.
Yeah, I did.
Alright, now we're going to go help Phil after I get this done. I just got to get my rewards here. Should be able to get, and that's pretty much all the SP for the day, I think. So, 2 rats out of however many, I'm sure, dude, I'm telling you guys, mark my words, they're going to absolutely hate FC26. You just wait. They're going to go for the L1 speed boost because they don't have any ability to actually beat a defender or build the ball up and beat defenders with passes or dribbling. And then they're going to go for the L1. They're going to get toasted. It's not going to work. They're going to just get the ball, through ball. They're going to get interception after interception. Like, what the hell is going on? Well, the defender's actually marked now. So that's not going to work. They're going to go for those 30-yard assisted shots with green-timed Trivellas. Guess what? Not going to work. Trivellas, not as many players have them, but they're also nerfed, even if you have the Trivella plus ability or Trivella. So that's nerfed. Finesse shots and all that, now you have to use precision. If not, there is no green time shooting. So what are you going to do? Just shoot from 30 yards out and hope it goes in? Yeah, maybe 1 in 1,000. No more getting, memorizing the green time from that one angle with that Trivella or finesse shot and shooting that to avoid having to break down the opponent's defense. Along with the L1, sprint boost, and just every other shortcut these rats would take. On defense, parking the bus and letting the AI win the ball, gone. If you do not switch to the defender to win the ball yourself, you will not win the ball in FC26. Just everything that these losers are using to compete right now, it's gone. It's a beautiful feeling, man. And we haven't been able to say that in a long time. So, let's go get this completed. There's the daily play done, which should give me another reward. Let's see. Alright. The weekly. Preseason daily play, I just finished it. So why the hell do I have to leave and come back maybe? What the hell? It didn't give me it. Or did it? Preseason daily play. I should have got that right there, right? What the hell? I mean, so we're crawling in this bad boy. Crawling here. 50 more SP to get to there. How did I not get that next? Alright, now I'm confused. Not this one, not that one. Did I already go and get the one with the SP? Wait, I'm so lost. There it is. Okay, so they gave me that complete 3. I have no idea why I don't got this other one though. This one. The 4th one of this one, which would have been... Alright, whatever. We'll go open this in the store, then help Phil out. Holy crap. Holy crap. Alright, so let's see if Phil's good luck if we can finally get 99 Hullet just to have fun with her. R9, 99 R9. It would at least top off this shitty gameplay. Lucio's 97 CDM card, Beast. Intercept plus, no tiki-taka though, so he won't be coming in. And they're slowing down this year with the promos, so a lot of people, including myself, will be happy about that. It gives you more time to enjoy your players. Players will get less stressed out, feeling like they're missing out on the new players. Phil, did you get a chance to see that schedule I made out for next year?
Are you talking about that you sent me or on Discord?
On Discord.
Nah, I didn't get the chance to check it out yet.
All right, it's going to help a lot next year. If you have any questions when you check it out, feel free to ask. But I laid out full schedule Monday through Sunday in detail. Like, check this every day, and then here's the modes to play in this order.
I think I remember you going kind of through it on one of the streams, though.
I went through all the details of, like, the different channels in there, but now I actually laid out a full schedule, a weekly schedule. So that way it can help you complete everything you want to complete. Say you get off work and you're like, man, what do I have to do again? What did I miss? It's laid out like, all right, check this, check this. Then you can go to those, and then it's like play this, this, and this, and then each day. So hopefully it'll help a ton. It'll help a lot. And then you'll memorize it pretty quick. But to get started, it will really help you out. Yeah, I played a couple games of eFootball. I won them, but it's just not as fun. Like, I was pointing out the things I don't like, and like it changed some for the better. It's definitely better, but there's still all that broken stuff, man. I just can't. It's just not skill based enough. One of the players said it best, like smart assist and the fact that you know your opponents are using it. It ruins everything. And then my biggest question to those who are like, dude, smart assists don't make a difference. Then why does all the top players use it? And there's a reason. It absolutely changes everything, bro.
Not skill-based enough. Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know?
It changes how the gameplay reacts to just everything, you know?
I was showing how automatic the defense was, and before I even could use R1 or X, I had smart assist on. I'm jockeying back with my defender, just trying to stay goal side, and my players would come win the ball from the attacker. I didn't have to do anything. Didn't even have to press R1 and X. When Smart Assist is on, it's just you barely do anything.
Yeah, I know. And when you're trying to control your player to run towards a player, it won't let you. It'll like keep you in a zone. Like,
exactly.
It's like trying to keep your player from moving towards the player who has the ball. Instead, it's trying to tell you to don't move out of your zone area.
Exactly.
It won't even let you attack.
Yeah, all the things that you shouldn't have help with that creates a skill gap, it takes away. It's like, you know, even that alone just ruins the game. But all right, so you got your NWSL player. So move her. So well, that's fine. You can keep her there, but you need a Premier League men's player. Okay, you got him on the right. You're gonna want him to score goals. And then let me see, 5 La Liga. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You need one more La Liga player. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Scroll down, see if you have one. I'm sure you will. Keep scrolling. Keep going. Damn. There it is. Put Lewandowski.
Yeah. Oh, Louis.
There he is right there. Put him in for Cafu. Don't matter who. And then what you're going to want to do, just because you're going to do this on semi-pro squad battles, put Rice as a striker. He's all the way right, yep. And then put Oshawala as a cam. You want 10 assists, or Shawinga, sorry. Shawinga is going to assist Rice 10 times. Okay, so that will complete 2 objectives. The 10 assists from the NWSL player, the 10 goals from the Premier League player. Then for the 5 La Liga, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Okay, you just need them to play X amount of games and win. And then for Liga F, you need 1. You need 2 more Liga F players.
Okay, 2 more.
Yep. Keep going down. Keep going. I'll tell you when to stop. Let's see. Keep going. No women there. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Damn. You'll have them somewhere. Keep going. There it is. Your striker, Alba, top right. Now press the start button. Press the start button. Okay, now press X. Now press R1. Okay, good. Now keep going down. Move your down arrow now, and we'll find one more, and we'll replace Bastoni with her. There she is, center back right there, engine. Perfect. Boom. All right, now press back, go back, press O. All right, so now 3 Liga F players. You see, you got that. So them, and we'll go to the objectives and see the exact amount. Now on your bench, put 4 Liga 1 players. That's a 4 men's French league. So let me see if you have any on there now. You do. Put Barcola on your bench, on your actual bench. Yep. Oh, there you go. So you have 2 right there, 2 PSG. So you need 2 more Liga 1 players. So replace whoever you want. Remember, go down, press start. Now keep going down. This is how you can grab more than 1 player. There's one, Lala, right there, right back. Now press R1. Good, now go down. Keep going. There it is. Marquinhos, yep. Perfect. Now press O. Or no, is that 3 or 4? That was 4. Now put those on your bench. Put those on, both those on your bench. Good. Good. Okay, so now, once you're done, you'll play 10 games with the Liga 1 players in. So now go to your objectives. Get out of here.
Hold on, do I need one more? Or what's it just
Let me
4?
see. How many? 4 Liga 1 for when they go in, yeah.
Okay.
So let me see again. Premier League, NWSL, you had 3. Yeah, yep, you're good. So that's 5, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of 11. Yep, you're good. So go to objectives. Now go to, so go to seasonal real quick, and I'm going to show you something. There you go. Now go down. So go to weekly objectives. Go up to weekly objectives. So you'll complete any, what does it say? Complete weekly objective. Okay, so I think it's like 4 out of these 5. But when you do the completionist thing, you'll complete that. So you can get SP during all this. Now this is if you want to complete the season ladder, which will get you an 84 times 5. But it's going to be a decent amount of playing, so you might not get that pack unless you're playing a lot. Every day, that's what I've been doing. Every day, earn X amount of SP, and then that's all you have to do. So at the very least, get your daily games in, but you're going to want to complete that. But all this will get completed, besides the 3 SBCs, within you doing those objectives that I'm talking about. So press back now. Okay. See, go down 1. Season 10 weekly play 1. See, so you'll complete that with the squad battles. So you'll get that done easily. And then this is the one where you can complete 3 of any of them. So you could complete the SBC one and then the Rush one if you didn't want to play like the competitive side. Maybe you still play Rivals and Champs and just... But you only have to complete 3 of these. So you could do squad battles, Rush, and SBC if you wanted to. Or any of the 3. You'll automatically do squad battles, so 2 out of the other 4, and then you'll get like 1200 SP there. So that's good. Now press back. Go down 1 more. These you'll automatically get 2, so that's fine. So go to live now. But that doesn't matter. There's no SP there. You're only worried about the ones with SP. So go down to that. Up there, up, up. Notice what it says. Read that. Preseason crafting upgrade. Yeah, read that. What it says. Complete the preseason
crafting upgrade SBC to earn packs as well as an 82 plus times 5 players pack for FC26 all rewards on
So it doesn't say the date like the season one where it said early October, but you'll get them pretty early on. And so for this one, you'll go in. I'll show you where to do that one at. But for now, go down. Yeah, you'll get that, but go down. Keep going. Nothing there. You want to look for the FC26, so go up one. Up again. Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, sorry, the club's yours. So you see what it says there. 80 times 10, and then a 5-match hero loan, which will come in handy in FC26. Because then you get, that's early on when you need it. So press the over button. Or like over with your, yep. Score 10 with Premier League, that's going to be Rice. And then NWSL is assist 10, go down. And then Liga 1, you'll play 10 games there. And then you got the Liga F players, you have to win 4. And the Liga players, you have to win 6, I think. Go down one more. Win 6. So you can check into that each game. But essentially, you're going to play like, that's 6, 7, 8, that's 10 games. And then 10 for Liga 1. So 20 games in total squad battles. So I always put it on, it's got to be semi-pro or higher. Go to squad battles. If you're busy doing something, put it on semi-pro. And just, you can score a couple goals, put your controller down. It won't kick you out of the game. Score 2 or 3 goals, put the controller down, you'll win. And then you finish those. Or if you want a little challenge, you can maybe put it on pro and see how hard it is. Then go to world class and keep working up. But that's how I would complete those games. It's as simple as that. So yeah, so I just wanted to show you that, but you should be good to go now, dude. And then as they're updated, just like how I'll do next year, next season will start being in Discord. You'll be able to check under objectives. That would be under objectives. So here, I'll show you. Are you in the stream right now? If not, head to the stream. Hopefully Phil's in. I think I ended it before I said that, but hopefully he catches on. So let me take this off. I gotta turn it off because if I don't turn off my controller, except I hate the referees whistling and the sound of like the goalpost, and I don't know. I just don't like it. Although. Yeah, so anyway. Alright, FC25. So now what I'm going to do is... Alright, cool. Phil's here. So now what I want to do is go in here. Wait, what did I want to show? I wanted to show something. Man, I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, this. Yeah, so next year I'm going to end this... So next year I would come in here, Phil, and where you would find out what I just helped you with, right? You would go up here and you have daily tasks and weekly tasks. You see here under daily tasks, right? Objectives. You would come in here. Important objectives such as those with time limits will be noted. Also, objectives that are must complete, worth completing, or a waste of time will be noted. So if it's a waste of time, it might be like for some crappy player later in the game where it's like, dude, that's not even worth doing. It's later in the game. Early on, all of them are worth doing. But later on, it might be for some crappy player, and it's like, play 1,000 games to get, I'm exaggerating, but then it'll be like, all right, not worth it. But this is where I would show, like, hey, make sure you're checking the FC26, complete this objective, or I'll put the name and put where it's located. Like under live, make sure you check the whatever objectives. So Phil, you would just come in here, see that, go into the objectives, and then you would note down, okay, these are important. You'd read through it, see what you need, like 3 Italian players, 4 Premier League players, whatever it is. Complete the objectives, and boom, you get the rewards. So you would just check it in here. Same with if there's evolutions or SBCs to do. Right? Labeled as follows: must do, beneficial if you can do it, or would not do, right? Slash rip off is another thing. Would not do is different from rip off, because a rip off is like, dude, do not do this. Like or if you do it, you're putting too much fodder and you're getting ripped off. Would not do is like, okay, if you want to, if you really like that player or really need them, but I wouldn't do it. And then obviously beneficial is like, okay, if you have enough fodder, do it. And then must do is like, hey, figure it out, dude. You do not want to miss this. So anyways, you just get help like that all throughout. What I was just telling Phil, this is the weekly schedule. I just released a video on this. Unfortunately, the reason why, like, I had it spaced out properly, which you still just, like, read left to right, and then it's still easy to read. It seems like a lot, but once you read it, you'll understand it. And I had it better spaced out, but Discord's formatting doesn't allow me to put it. I actually had to put it in 3 different messages. They said, oh, pay more money for Discord so you can put this on. So you guys would be surprised. That's why this costing $2.99 a month compared to the value that it brings when it comes to like the cost of all this other stuff, it's night and day. But yeah, so this will help you with your every single day schedule. Here's what you do first. Then on Monday this, Tuesday this, Wednesday this, Thursday this, Friday this, Saturday, and then Sunday. Right? Every day, if you follow this, you will know exactly what to play. You read up here, you'll have reminders to check X, Y, and Z. You'll have reminders, new content at noon central, right? You see here, early morning, 3 a.m. Central U.S., you get your Rivals rewards, right? I have that warning on there. Then Sunday, early morning, 3 a.m. Central U.S., you get your Squad Battles rewards. That's what me and Phil were just opening up. Right? And so you'll have reminders of this, because it's easy if you're not looking at squad battles. I've had weeks go by and finally I realized, like, dude, I have rewards. I just was so busy I wasn't playing squad battles, because you're not going to do every mode every time. So yeah, so that's there. Now the next thing I want to go into with you guys see if I can find it. Forgot how to spell his name. Man, I forgot it. What was that? Give me 1 second, guys. Vize, that's what it was. There it is. Okay. This is a great video.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you prepared? Ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, so let me go to it real quick. So, by now, you know that I like to do these reaction videos, and it's a very simple reason why. There's some things that either I may not cover, or I may not cover in a way that 100% registers with everyone. Sometimes hearing things, it might be the same take, but from a different perspective is the best way to understand it. And I also like shining the light on trusted content creators. Now what I mean by that is not content creators that are giving clickbaity stuff, that are constantly trying to throw you tactics that aren't very good, but they just want clicks and views. There's a certain pro Team Hullet, that got bought out by Team Liquid, but they used to do it. Manu Bakari, the world champion this year, the underdog world champion, he's very bad at doing it. He'll have like 100 different tactics videos out within a couple days. Like, well, which one's really good, buddy? Like, But it's just a clicks and views thing, and maybe he was getting pressure from Team Hullet. Who knows? Levy DeWeed does it a little bit. The whole of Team Hullet. So I'm sure there was some pressure. I'm not judging those guys, but the point is that it's good when you find content creators who aren't worried about what EA Sports thinks, who don't have any type of partnership, who don't work for them by any means. Because if you're a pro player, you essentially work for EA Sports. Right? The pinnacle of your job is to win the championships and tournaments, the FC Open, stuff like that they host. And then there's obviously tournaments within their game that they don't host, but you have reason to like stay in line and not speak the truth if it's something bad about their game. And so you need unbiased content creators because players just need guidance. That's it. And they need to know that they are listening to stuff that's actually going to guide them in the right direction. So in comes this next reaction video. Vize, almost 500k subs, been around forever, and he doesn't play the game. Just like Inception. Maybe he'll switch it up in 26 because it looks promising, but based on what he's saying, he's just not interested anymore. He's more like not competitive, but he likes just having fun. He liked the good old days. A lot of what he brings up and talks about is very nostalgic, which is awesome. But either way, he gives some great insight into the game. So much so that even though he doesn't play, he has a lot of people that listen to him because he's very well spoken and he speaks on a lot of subject matters that are important, right? This subject matter, as you can see, it just says we need to talk, but he's basically going to talk about the issues the past several years, where FC26 looks like it's going in the right direction, and what we need to worry about, what we need to watch before we fully just are gung-ho about 26. And while I do believe it's going to be a great game and EA Sports knows better and they're going to keep going in the right direction, it's good to be educated on this stuff. It's good to know what you're spending your money and what you're spending your time on, because even if you just spend $100, 90, 80, if you get the regular version, 60, 70, whatever it is, even if that's it, you don't spend any more money and you save compared to, let's say, all the skins you buy in UFL or all the players you buy in eFootball, it doesn't mean that you want to put all that time in for no reason. You want to know that whatever you're investing your time and money and efforts into is worthwhile. And if the game's going to end up being dog crap, it's not worthwhile. So, again, I truly believe FC26 is going to be fantastic. However, it's good to really take note of a lot of what you're about to hear. So, shout out to, I don't know if it's Vize or Vize. I've seen him for a long time. Still don't know how to pronounce his name. But again, if you haven't, shoot him a subscribe. As you can see, I even forgot. I just did it now. So make sure you give him his props. Anybody in the community that is going to help us and that isn't a BSer, isn't just a clickbaiter, I think we all should support them, man. If we all support each other, the sky's the limit for where we can go. So with that being said, let's listen in here.
Gentlemen, are you prepared? Are you ready to be gaslit beyond your wildest dreams? Well, you're in the right place. Here we go again, boys, as the brand new FC26 trailer came out last week, and yes, it has took my time to get to this, but I have got to it eventually. People want to know my thoughts and opinions about this, and I will do the best I can to tell you how I really think. So I watched it, and considering after a week 7.5 million people have also watched it, FIFA still has some interest in it, of course. It always will. When we're looking at how other games have done, like UFL or like eFootball/PES, Football Manager has completely died in the last year. Football games are kind of going through a bit of a bad run right now. So look at the trailer here, and in reality, when you look...
That's an understatement. We've all been talking about that. Like, for having 3 football games, when in the past we've had 2 or even... sometimes it felt like only 1 with how bad like the PESs were some years. And then PES had its golden years and FIFA kind of took the back seat. But having 3... Plus, you can't forget Rematch, as well as, of course, Football Manager is always in there. You would think we were in a golden era, right? But unfortunately, it's just a lot, but it's just big piles of crap, really. But that's about to change. Let's hope.
Looking at it, this is, in theory, the best marketing strat I've ever seen in my life. This is genius. EA are geniuses, and that's the worst part of it all, is that they've got me. They've got my attention. The idea of, hey, we're making a game that is completely with your feedback. All these things that you said you want to change, we're going to change it. And the reality is, they may change maybe one or two things, but I have no doubt in my mind that whatever gameplay that you may get at the start of the game, it would be changed within a month or two due to pitch notes. It's just going to happen. There will be a patch after 2 months or so that's going to make the gameplay feel completely different to what it is at the start, and will eventually make it worse. Now the reality is, if you're someone that just plays career mode and you play it from time to time, play with your friends, you enjoy FIFA, it has its place, of course. Like, it is, without a doubt, the most realistic, like, best way of playing a football game out there, by a mile. The authenticity of it, the leagues, the graphics. It's only for losers like me that used to take the game too seriously and spend almost every waking hour playing FUT that it meant something to me. But I guess that's not everyone. That's the important thing here. To most people, they don't even play the game that much. And the kind of community that plays the game nearly every day, doing SBCs every day, is, I'll be honest, part of the minority. Now, yes, when you look at the gameplay here, does it look the same as every FIFA you played beforehand? Yeah, absolutely. It looks the exact same as every FIFA. But do you blame them? Look at the graphics. How can you actually get better graphics than this, in theory? Graphics-wise, it's amazing. Realistic-wise, it's amazing. For me, that's part of the issue in terms of...
All right, we got to talk about a few of these things. I think that when he says minority, he's definitely wrong there with the minority part, as far as players who spend a lot of time in SBC squad building and all that. That's why one of the biggest complaints is like the stress people have of not being able to keep up, because they want to be involved with it, or if they are missing things, they're getting pissed off. They're trying to keep up and they put hours and hours and hours and hours into it, and they still are missing things, right? But then again, there's so many players that play FC that when he says minority, I mean, there's a good chunk of players that probably turn the game on every once in a blue moon. That's probably in the millions, but there's twice to 3 times, 4 times, whatever, as many that are trying to build the best Ultimate Team, or that have a set amount of time, and it's a good enough amount to stay with the power curve and to have a competitive team and play the game enough to be good, but they still just don't have enough time to stay on top of everything. And so I don't think he's necessarily right about that, hence why EA Sports finally was forced to make these improvements. If there was only a small number of players and they knew they were going to still make their money by giving us the BS they would have never put all the time and effort into making the changes, opening up all their developers, the content creators, releasing all the footage they've been releasing. Like, they've went so much further in depth with this, like, but I guess you would call it advertisement era, or advertisement time period before the next game. Let's call it that. They've put so much more time and effort into showing us this new game. Clearly because they're proud of what they're showing us, and also clearly because they know how many players are pissed. If there was just a small minority that cared about all this stuff, they wouldn't have made these changes. So I just wanted to point that out.
What I would want in a football game, I would rather have a bit less graphics. You know, let's say back to FIFA 19, 18, you know, it's still fine, but I want it to be more responsive. That appears to be the main thing they're talking about, which is responsive gameplay. Now, I looked at the pitch notes here, and I found it really interesting that they talk about how it looked like they were going to give you an actual detailed analysis of why you get delayed gameplay, inconsistent gameplay. For me, that is the #1 main issue about FIFA for me, is that I can play one game, the players feel great, and then the next game I play, and they feel absolutely trash. It completely demotivates me and demoralizes me to not bother playing again, because why would I spend hours to make this player through, let's say, Evolution, to then have them play nothing like how they play in squad battles, you know, that I played them in, to get them done in the first place. If the player feels nothing like how they should feel, and it's just a no fault of my own, and then I look at the pitch notes and they say, yeah, so how about you just get a better cable? How about you just get better internet? No, like, the problem is clearly you, because it has always been like this. Now, at the bottom of there, they put in a nice bit of information. Now, the reality is, every FIFA that's gone by, they've added in more animations and more animations. And in my opinion, these animations make the game much worse. This hypermotion technology BS, it's making the game more delayed, more sluggish. I don't enjoy that. For career mode, I can get it. I get why they want it that way. But for FUT, it's awful. Now, they've gone into how they're going to have a competitive gameplay for FUT and clubs, and also a authentic gameplay for career mode. I think that is a step in the right direction. However, the main issue is one thing mainly, which is animations. Now, in the animation tabs here, they go into how there is circumstances that animations can make players more delayed, that it can get in the way of how responsive they can be. They openly admit this here. That's progress, right? That's progress. There's an issue that below that, they also say that they're adding over 100 new animations to get rid of this problem. So let me get it straight. So you're adding more animations over time.
The thing that he's not realizing, right, is there's certain animations, right? There's certain things that were bogging the game down. They identified that and removed that, like cut out the fat, right? It's not every animation. And the other thing is this. A big part of it was, even though they're the best out of all the games, of not having that power-up delay. That's one of the most unrealistic things in any sports games, right? When you're throwing a ball, kicking a ball, whatever, shooting a basketball, hockey, right? Shooting a hockey puck, whatever it is, that power-up. That's what, instead of just pressing the button and the shot goes off, you need to have a certain way to power it up. When you're just shooting in real life, you wind your foot up, you know how hard you're going to kick the ball, and you fluidly kick the ball and you're not thinking about it. There's not really much delay. In these games, unfortunately, many times, like eFootball has it the worst by a mile, is that power-up creates a delay that doesn't really exist. And then when you add to that, for instance, in eFootball, the unrealistic, overpowered defense where you get a speed boost and beeline for the player, like hawk them down like a freaking heat-seeking missile, you basically will win the ball as the player is powering up to pass and shoot. And you'll win the ball when you otherwise shouldn't have, because that doesn't exist. Now, FC already had a quicker release time for passes and shots and stuff than any other game, and they made it even quicker. There's tons of leaks of the beta, so you can see that for yourself, right? And I could insert some gameplay in here, but again, it would be easier for you to watch this all the way through than go check out the gameplay. And I strongly encourage you to, if you don't have the beta, really watch it, and then you'll start to understand why I said to make your settings for 25 what I said, so you can prepare and you'll see the differences, because it does make a difference. And so in those areas, that quicker release time, that quicker left, right, the cuts, the jockeying, the left stick dribbling, the lack of animations that create that sort of, lethargic moving feeling, that lethargic take forever to pass and move. Even though players are like, FC, the players move arcade-like, right? Like they're skating, it looks like, and the ball's moving so fast. The ball almost looks like they slowed it down a tad bit. They might have even slowed it down a significant amount compared to what it was. Or maybe they sped it up a little bit. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell because it still moves at the right pace. Let's just say that. It looks like it's the ball is moving how it should be moving. Whether you want to argue that it's too fast or not, the movement is definitely less arcadey, but what's way more important than all that is the fast releases, right, where they cut out certain animations there. That's where the delay is taken away, right? So now when you go to pass the ball or shoot it, where eFootball has a problem, with players powering up, the lag that is caused when you shoot or pass the ball in FC, that's no longer there, right? Now, if I'm to believe what they said, then all that, the animations and the stuff that they cut out, that's the reason why it's so much quicker and there's no delay. I don't know exactly, but all I can tell you is whatever they did worked, okay? Now, again, if all this influx of players comes into the real game and that seems to cause the delay to come back, well then, one, that sucks and I'll be gone, as will many players, right? But for two, it will show that the number of players do affect the server, and that's what's causing. We would be able to see, obviously, because there's no way that the beta is going to feel as good as it feels, and then all of a sudden that crappy delay feeling is going to come. So while it sounds like it makes sense to some, and then for others, I get what they're saying. Like, how are you adding these new animations, taking out other ones, and that's supposed to still, you know, not have as much delay? But whatever they did works. And that passing and shooting being much quicker than it is, it's such a good feeling, because the inconsistent gameplay on top of that slow pass release, slow shot release, created so many times where you'll burn a defense, or you'll have open shots and passes, just like how you just watched in my last stream or any of my streams with the bad gameplay in FC25, and you'll lose the ball or get a shot blocked, or the keeper's able to react because of that delay. And it takes away completed passes, it messes up your build-up, takes away shots you would have had, and then takes away goals you would have scored when the goalkeeper's able to move and react and when they otherwise wouldn't have been able to. They would have more had to guess where you're shooting because they wouldn't have had the time. So while I get what he's saying based on the beta, right, even if what they said doesn't make sense to us, it seems to have worked, right? So if it worked, then I'm good. I don't really need to totally understand because I don't know this side of the thing. But I just wanted to point that out.
Which makes the game more delayed and sluggish, because the players, instead of just passing the ball immediately when you press A or X to pass the ball, instead they want to make it look nicer and smoother by forcing an animation so that it looks a bit better. But because of that, the game actually needs to, like, in its system, pick which animation for that particular moment. It delays it, so then the gameplay is more unresponsive. So what they're going to do to get rid of all these new animations and make the game more unresponsive is to add more animations to make it more responsive. Explain to me how that makes any sense. I want you to remove animations to make them more responsive.
Again, I get what he's saying, and maybe he must be thinking about it in a way that doesn't connect what they do. Maybe they weren't clear enough. By they, I mean EA Sports. The bottom line is, whatever they did, it works. The beta has nothing compared to FC25 when it comes to the command delay, the inconsistencies. I mean, it's not even close. If it was, you wouldn't be seeing me playing this game at all. I'd be warning you guys, run the other way. As much as the other football games are so much worse, nobody can deal with that kind of delay and that type of gameplay, because the game could be the best game ever and it wouldn't matter, because the delay, it just ruins everything. But it's gone. That's the bottom line. Right now, the beta, it's gone. That's all you could say, and I mean, we got to be happy about that, right? We might not understand it, but it's gone. That's just a fact.
Not add more. That makes zero sense to me. I do find it interesting, however, that they're advertising the main thing being competitive versus authentic gameplay. However, when you look at career mode, this has always been in the game. Like, they already had a setting on career mode that changes the gameplay from simulation to competitive. Like, that was already...
That's hilarious. I didn't even realize that. Obviously, they added way more details and stuff, it looks like, but the fact that they had it, it's almost like, okay, so they just changed the name from simulation to authentic and called it new. I mean, that's a typical EA Sports move. Now, we would have heard about that mode and career mode and stuff like that, so clearly it just wasn't very detailed, but it is funny that they had something similar, right? Gameplay type, simulation, gameplay type. Now it's authentic. It seems like just a word change.
A thing in the game. So, again, it's like another example of, like, on paper, it's like, okay, well, that means that, you know, we can play the game in FT and it's a lot faster, but that's already a thing in the game. So I don't really know the point of this. And at the same time, it's like, I feel like a lot of things here could have just been done in updates. Do you really need a new £100 game or £80 game for most of this? You don't. At this stage, I wish that the game was just free.
Did you see that up, back, and through, or give and go, whatever that exactly was? That's what I was working on, right? The passing is so quick that if you get used to familiarize with your team's movement, the way your team's setup is based on your tactics, and you're able to quickly connect passes, not just pass to pass, but you're quickly able to connect passes with a meaning, you're going to be able to turn defenses inside out. Yes, their jockeying's quicker. Yes, they have the ability to have better marking because of the AI, which is necessary, right? So then when you want to stop a player, you just have to switch to the right player or switch to the player early and adjust the positioning a bit, but at least the marking's better. However, you still beat that better AI marking with quick passing and constant moving. And this through ball there, that's a perfect example of the smoothness in the passes and how you can, be successful in FC26. Let's watch it again real quick.
Need a new £100
Watch
game
this.
or £80 game for most of
Boom.
us. You don't.
So you
At
see, it
this
was
stage,
a
I wish that the game
play.
was
A player
free
was
to
making a
play,
run,
and then of course whatever money they'll make.
right? So the deep line playmaker, essentially, it looked like, or the CDM, plays a ball. You have another player, that might have been the deep line playmaker, making a run. There was a nice little fancy layoff there to that player making the run, and an instant through ball to the striker, winger, whoever it was. Beautiful stuff, but that's the type of fast interplay that's going to give you a lot of chances and hopefully a lot of goals in 26.
From the packs anyway, people still buy packs because people are still stupid. I don't know, I feel like a lot of these updates can just be done with updates and patches in the game. You know, like faster gameplay, authentic competitive gameplay in FUT. And I feel like most of this can still be done just in an update. One of my favourite comments online I saw was someone saying, "I'll eat my own arm before I buy this." The first thing you see is about interceptions or tackles or bounce backs at interceptions. I mean, I don't trust a single thing this says. I think that it's all RNG anyway. And if you go for a tackle, sometimes you get the ball, sometimes you don't.
He's semi-right, semi-wrong. Yes, tacklebacks are greatly improved, and they needed to be, right? But he's also semi-right in the sense that sometimes just with the way the play is and just a random movement, there is going to be times where you have the ball and the opponent gets it back, or vice versa. You lose the ball and then you get it back. But for the vast majority of plays that otherwise would have been tacklebacks in previous, years, even in just FC25 alone, that's gone now, right? It's much more few and far between. But yes, there are going to be those random movements. That's just a thing where you got to charge it to the game. But I can tell you, tacklebacks 100% aren't what they are right now. It's going to be a lot less frustration from that. And thank goodness, because that was so annoying. Rats were using it as a skill. Passing and dribbling into the opponent knowing they would most likely get a bounce back is crazy.
And that's going to be the truth of matter anyway. For me, this doesn't even matter. Apparently there's more agility and more pace and better dribbling, more dynamic dribbling, responsive dribbling. I mean, in my opinion, lads, I think you could get this in a game anyway. It's just most time you can't because the gameplay is just unresponsive. It says there's a goalkeeper overhaul. Again, they've always had a goalkeeper overhaul. They've always talked about that. Nothing new to me. I just look at it and I'm just looking at the gameplay samples that they're using, and I'll be honest, man, I think you can already get this in the game if you get, responsive gameplay already.
Again, he's right and wrong. You can tell he hasn't played the beta. You can tell how much quicker that release time is, and even in what they just showed. Even in one-time passes, man, the delay and everything, and then when there is inconsistent gameplay and there's bad command delay, it's even worse, to where you can literally go to play a one-time pass and it's just like your player might as well put his foot on the ball or her foot on the ball and just point to where they're passing, because that's basically what they're doing. Because there's such delay. And because of the quickness now and what they did to change it and make it more consistent, you just don't have that anymore. In theory, yes, it should all be there, and when it's good gameplay, you can move the ball pretty quick. You can definitely see where that arcade style, movement, that kind of criticism comes from. But honest to goodness, it feels like the best part of eFootball, which for me is the passing and the build-up sequences, because of the weight of the ball, the weight of the movement of the players, it's so good. It's like they took that, but a more loose, more lighter sense, right? That's what it does feel like. There's such a satisfaction now that I haven't had in years in FC with passing and build-up. It was one of the most annoying things in FC that kind of chased me away, if I'm being honest, and opened up the idea of playing the other football games to see how they were, because FC25 it was easy to get sick of. FC26, I can barely put down the beta. I had a huge debate within my own, thoughts on if I even wanted to earn the packs for 26. But the thing is, as a content creator, since I can't share content on the beta, I felt it was more important, especially to try to help those who don't have the beta. But that's how good it was. You know, as a gamer, we all know that feeling where you just can't put the controller down because the game's so good. It's the best feeling. And FC26, for the first time, again, I'll say it again, for the first time in years, that's the reaction that I'm getting from FC26, and I know a lot of people feel the same way.
I think this is already something that you can get in FC25. From what I'm seeing, it looks no different to what you can do in squad battles. I'm seeing there's more additions to career mode, there's live start points, and there's challenges, and so on and so forth. So if you want to, let's say, in October, I don't know, Burnley, for example, or sucking in Premier League, you could do a career mode with them from that point already on a campaign and try and keep them up. That's probably the idea I get that they're going to have here. Playing career mode for me, and maybe it's just because I'm older, but, you know, it does get quite repetitive. Like, I enjoy playing it maybe a season or two. I can try to take it seriously. Then it gets to a stage where, like, you just kind of lose interest. However, I must say, I really hope there's more to career mode than just challenges in manager and player career. From what we can see in the features, that appears to be all they say. But I really hope this changes because it's underwhelming for me. Like, if you're asking me what would I want in career mode, I would want historical stat data. I want to see how players do over time. For example, in a Football Manager, you seem to always see how to do year by year. I want to see that. I want to see sponsors that actually impact your transfer and wage budget. I want to see the transfer overhaul be actually realistic. If I see John McGinn signing for Real Madrid one more time, I'm going to lose my shit. Obviously, Harry Maguire go to Bilbao, I'm going to keep laughing. If they want a game to feel more important, the kind of animations...
So that is funny, but the thing that is always the basis for all these modes, guys, is always going to be the gameplay. That's what keeps you going. Now, you can't have a game that has no content and no modes and just good gameplay and expect it to be its best, because that's part of it, right? The tactics, the transfer market, right? The SBCs, the objectives, all these things are part of it. Playing at different levels, meaning like you have your super intense champs games, and you have your more laid back, you know, friendly cups or gauntlets or tournaments, whatever, which now tournaments and gauntlets, the one gripe is that people are like, no, they're so sweaty with the way they set it up. So it looks like those are all competitive. For me, I'm fine with that. For me, just having like squad battles or rush and stuff like that, or even just a manager career to have fun in, to still play the game but have a little bit more fun while competing. So to me, it's a fine balance, because you do want to have time manager career if they improve like it looks like they did. Same with player career. There's some cool stuff they added. Some cool little bonuses, for instance. Like where you can unlock in the game, you do certain things and then you get these abilities. I forgot what it's called, and I don't want to misspeak, but the bottom line is, because we're not going in depth with it, I'll just say that in general, it does look like they finally added enough to make these very interesting. And if the gameplay, which I've dove into authentic a bit, I'm mainly focused on competitive, but part of the fun is starting a manager career and then kind of diving into that, for instance, authentic mode as I'm playing the manager career, because that's part of like putting in the time to get better, and then you improve within the manager career. So I don't want to necessarily practice it. I want that to be something with the community, you know. And so far, it looks like that gameplay is going to be amazing. It's going to create a more realistic feeling towards the manager career. And as long as the gameplay is good at the foundation, and then they made enough additions to keep it interesting off the pitch, those modes should be good. So I truly think we're going to turn a corner, not just in Ultimate Team, but with manager career, player career, as well as clubs. EA Sports pulled out all the stop speeds again. They were pissed off about the numbers and the loss of money from last year. And when you have all that money and power and you want to keep it, that's when, even if you don't trust them, you better believe for their own selfish reasons, they should deliver this year.
And cutscenes you get for typical friendly seems to be the same feeling for a normal league match. The interviews are trash and basically the same thing each time, and the fact that I'm sorry, but we need a National League in the game. The fact that there's no National League for RTG by this stage of our lives is actually a joke. Why can it be in FM but not in FIFA? It makes no sense to me. There's also the new icons as well. So there's some players here which makes me feel incredibly old. So there's like Totti here. Okay, Chiellini's here, of course, Latan's here as well, Iniesta, Marcelo, Cruz.
Super excited. I think
Alex
they did a great
Morgan.
job with
Like,
these.
you know, I'm seeing Iniesta and Chiellini as icons in the game, and Christ almighty, I feel like I'm 50 years of age. Because like, this is stupid to me now. One thing that I've seen, which I actually like the look of, is, of course, Ultimate Team tournaments, DKTs, Daily Knockout tournaments. I hope they do this correctly. I really hope they do, because for me, this is a mode which is absolutely necessary in the game because of how the kind of competitive edge of the game just completely sucks the life out of you. But at the same time, I'm looking at this, and it's like,
they're going to be
looking at
competitive
gameplay,
nonetheless.
I can see some leaks of the menus.
Just so you guys know, the
and
difference
I
is,
sort
so you play Rivals, then you qualify for champs based on Rivals. But then in tournaments, and I think gauntlets too, but definitely for tournaments, your opponents are going to be based on how you do in tournaments. Now, a lot of people are like, well, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to correlate because the better players are going to win and play the better players instead of just wide open matchmaking where you might play a Division 7 player, Division 1, Division 3. So a lot of people are saying like all of it is going to be too competitive, right? And instead of having some game modes where you could play literally anybody. So you're going to have some games where you whoop people, some games where you get whooped. So some people don't like that, right? How they're doing it. So it's a little bit of a different tool, but kind of the same thing. Like if you're winning in division rivals, you're going to be higher ranked. So when they match you based on that in champs, you're going to obviously, if you're a better player, you're going to play better players. If you base on how your wins and losses go in like tournaments, for instance, and maybe even gauntlets, it's going to be the same thing. The best players are going to win more, therefore they're going to play each other. So we'll see how it goes. But again, I'm expecting rivals, champs, tournaments, and gauntlets to all be very competitive. And then obviously squad battles, rush, moments is versus AI. Squad battles is AI, so no use in going into that. That's, you play the difficulty you want. But rush would be the for fun mode. And then of course, if you do manage your career or anything like that, that would be for fun. But doesn't look like there's going to be any PvP relaxing type modes, especially since they got rid of playoffs and friendly cups. Because tournaments and gauntlets, with the rewards at stake and the limits they put on it, to how many times you can run through it, I think they're going to be super sweaty, super competitive.
Just look at the menu.
Which I like, by the way, but I get how a lot of players are saying it should be competitive, but random matchmaking, so not every game's sweaty is what players are thinking. Which would, by the way, suck for lower ranked players. So this way is best for, I guess, everybody in a way.
Because I think it's from one of the promotional tabs of Zlatan. By the way, look at this image of Zlatan, by the way. Is it just me, but does it just look completely off, like it's been too photoshopped in? It's meant to be a rendition of this old picture of Zlatan back when I was younger, but there's something just off about this completely for me. But you can see on the screen there's like an image of the menus. I presume it's from this FIFA, I'd imagine. And I wish, you know, there was still some more personality.
You would imagine.
there.
You see, it says
again,
FC26,
I've always said
my
it,
man.
but FIFA 19 had its own look, its own feel. FIFA 19 was the blue one, and 20 was the pink one. 17 was yellow. 18 was kind of a kind of purpley, kind of dark blue one.
100% agree with them
FIFA
here.
had its own personality. I kind of feel like that's since
100%.
FIFA 21 onwards, they've kind of all felt the same. The menu-wise, they've all kind of blurred into the same thing. Now,
So 21 and 22, I started competitive 22. So for me, that was the first time in this era. Let me go back here real quick. In this era, right? This was my very first competitive year. I remember this like it was yesterday, man. It's crazy seeing. And then obviously they started changing. 24 was the first time in FC. 23 was the last ever FIFA, right? And they started just a year early. And I thought they were going to have an overhaul after 23. They really didn't, right? 23 on has been that top menu with the, you know, the L1 gives you like the different main menu options. And then, for instance, like you go to play and then that has all the modes and stuff. So, I don't know. I wish they did it more personalized too. It would have been a lot better. Even if they just changed the colors each year. But you've seen what he was showing like with 17, 18. there is a total unique look to each one. It's my gripe with eFootball too. I feel like their menus look like very childish, and I thought they were going to do a whole overhaul, and they basically came up with a new, like kind of, what would you call it? Sharp, angled, like chaotic, squiggly lines, whatever you want to call it, decoration for like the cover photos and stuff. But then for the menus, they just made the colors more vivid. Same with the stadiums and stuff. It looks like they just changed like the color mode from flat to vivid. And in FC, they didn't change anything. So I wish they did personalize each year a little bit more. Even just different colors would have been better than what they did. Now they changed like the kits a little bit. Like this year it's that greenish blue. It changes each year for that. You have your foundations colors. But it's staying pretty close to the same. And I think that's just kind of lazy, especially for a company with as many resources as EA Sports has.
They've all kind of blurred into the same thing. Now, of course, they all have different menu changes, but not colour-wise. I think that's one thing I like. But just a thing that I kind of care about to make each FIFA feel like its own identity.
100% agree.
But I guess that's not an important thing. And you know what gets me is the fact that FIFA's actually not bad for the first 2-3 weeks. And then once it kind of hits, October, mid-October, that's when I start to lose interest. So, like, I do enjoy it. That's the thing. This is the issue for me. I enjoy playing FIFA for the first, 2 weeks. The kind of feeling of progression of upgrading your team, it feels worthwhile. Whatever objectives you do at SBCs you do, it feels like it makes a difference because it does for the first 2 weeks or so. The first FUT champions or whatever, feels like it makes a big difference to your team. And then very, very, very fast, it feels so just repetitive. And that it feels like you're kind of stuck in a cycle where you've kind of got to keep going. Otherwise, you fall behind the curve so much.
So we're going to end it there with some very, very important things to say. Every football game goes through this fear. I know in eFootball, because they released first, they've just released their big update. The biggest fear is that they're going to patch out all the things that made the game better within the first patch. Now, the phenomenon is due to the fact that lower skilled players, like in this sense, it's going to be a lot of the rats, wanting L1 sprint boost back, wanting all the BS that lower skilled players are going to want, right? And players start complaining about how hard the game is, and then boom, they start changing. That's why the defense, after the big update, started going more AI, and then people said, nope, heck no, dude, and players like myself left again. I left for the second time after that. Like, you guys just screwed everything up. I don't think they haven't learned their lesson now, right? I think it's crazy it took all this to learn their lesson, but EA Sports is trying to fix the lack of interest as the game went on from last year, the lack of players buying the game as the game went on, like not just the diehards that buy Ultimate Edition, but the players that keep playing the game, buy it later, keep buying packs, whatever the case is, which I never do, and you don't need to, by the way, but they got hit in the pocketbooks, and so I think if there's any time they're going to learn, it's going to be this year. Time will tell pretty quick, but they've done such a good job. If they can just leave the game alone, and then if there's anything that's making the game ratty off the bat, okay, fix that, but don't bow down to the lower skill players that are trying to make you turn the game into a rat fest. That's what always happens, right? They won't describe it as that, obviously, but that's what it is, and then it pisses players off. A lot of times they'll revert to older crap because that's the older crap that the players are used to exploiting, and they want it back. So if they don't do the typical early patch that screws up the game, right? And if they keep the gameplay good, then guess what? The foundation, like I said before, you have a good foundation, which is good gameplay. Everything else will continue to be fun because FC does a great job with progression. They also said they're slowing down on promos. Not as many promos, slower power curve. So that answers what he said there, where at first it feels like you're making significant changes that matter as you're playing the game and improving, and then it just, there's so many promos that next thing you know you have this overpowered team, and everyone has an overpowered team, and there's no feeling great about getting this player and this player. Slow down the power curve, slow down the amount of promos, so the players you pack and then you get to actually mean something, and you can actually take a team and really familiarize yourself with the team you have, instead of just every week it's like a new player. Next thing you know, you're at 99 rated players before you know it. If they just do those simple things, then what he's talking about should not be a problem. If they do revert back with an early, patch, if they do start to say, no, we need more promos, more packs, oh my god, we need more money, if they revert with all those things, then they're going to end up being in the same spot. They're going to lose out. Hopefully, like I said, they learn their lesson though, and then that will take care of everything he's talking about. The gameplay will stay good, so no matter what, when you're playing, it's fun. And then slower power curve, slower release, less promos will mean that players start mattering more. You feel better about when you pack players. You feel better about playing different game modes to earn rewards, because those rewards actually matter more. There's not just going to be a new promo, a new updated player every single freaking week, it feels like. So let's hope that happens. With that said, make sure you subscribe. Vizeh, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Vizeh. He's been around for a while. I just never hear him say his name, or I forgot it. But we need to support each other, and this is a guy that doesn't pull his punches, speaks the truth about the game, and is great for at least getting your thoughts going about the right things. So, thanks to him. Don't want to pronounce his name wrong. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you on the next one. Peace out, guys.